Hi, welcome to Deep Truths. This is a very spooky episode. You thought our last episode was spooky? You were wrong. This episode is spooky. We're going to talk about some crazy spooky stuff, and it's going to be really exciting. So if we could go to the next slide, we're going to start going. We're going to introduce ourselves, and we're going to start introducing ourselves right now. So, The Haunting of Hill House is a book that also is a show on Netflix. So today we're going to introduce ourselves and we're going to put together our team. So who would you choose as your companions, real life or literature, to go with you to Hill House? So let's start with Brittany.
I just came up with one as you were asking. Sam and Dean from Supernatural.
Oh.
They have a lot of experience, and even if they die, they're gonna live. So even if I die, I'm probably gonna live eventually. So I think it would work out, even if it didn't work out. You know?
That's good. That's really good. Okay, and I'm sorry, I said your name was Brittany, but
Oh,
if you want
my
to say
name
your
is
name,
Brittany.
you can say your name too. That's fine too. Okay, let's go with this person next.
This person is Megan.
Yay!
I think I would take my mommy because we have gone to haunted houses together, like the little thingies, and she usually just thinks I'm like stupid for being scared and she laughs at me. So I think she would probably be brave and make me like try and be like, yeah, I can do this, I'm not stupid. So, mommy.
Aww.
I like it.
That is cute. I would bring Heather.
Yay!
Because Heather keeps me grounded. She'll be like, you know what, that ghost is pretty scary, but look at these keys, jingle, jingle, jingle. And probably that would be better. I'd bring Heather, and if I was to bring anybody else, like from fiction, it'd probably be Van Helsing. That'd be pretty cool.
That's good.
So Heather and Van Helsing.
Yay! Hi, I'm Heather.
Oh, I introduced you, sorry.
I'm trying to think. We were talking about Ghost Rider. You remember that show a
Mhm.
million years ago?
Mhm.
I would take Ghost Rider with me
Okay.
because he would be able to like go into any there has to be like paper or
There had to be words.
words, and
Yeah.
then it'd help like decipher shit.
Yep.
So maybe you'd be helpful. I don't know.
That'd be awesome.
And he's
cool.
ghostly.
He is a ghost, and he's like could ward off the other ghosts
That's true.
and be like, "Don't eat me."
Yeah.
Is that what ghosts do?
I don't know. You said it earlier that you would feed your ghost or your dog to the ghosts, and
I mean, they eat dogs. I don't know if they eat people.
Canonically, who knows?
And speaking of Brittany, she made us these lovely truffles today. Let's show them off. This is our
Pumpkin.
snack today. It's a pumpkin Oreo truffle.
That's not cute.
And they're really cute. And we're going to eat them. And we have chocolate ones too. So we're going to have chocolate all over our faces
Yeah.
by the end of this episode. All right. So let's get down to brass tacks. I love saying that. I don't really know why. Let's talk about some stuff. We're doing well. We're doing well. We had a team. So what we got next? I have no idea. I did this morning. Okay, book news. I think we're gonna do a little bit of a review today. I put up some books that have come out really recently, and I've never heard of them, and I think they sound really interesting. So I'll read the synopsis, and we'll say would you or would you not read, and why not.
Sounds good.
So yeah, and if I can read from here, that would be kick-ass. Whenever you're ready. Oh, this is the book. So I got these books from BookBub, just so you know. That's not one of the books. This is like a
Dracula. I've never heard of.
It's Dracula.
Never
And it's
mind.
written by a person who was related to Bram Stoker, I guess.
Yeah, I was thinking
The
that's
prequel.
That's not how you spell
For
Bram.
the A.
Yeah, and that's not how you spell Bram. No. So yeah, let's get into these books. Okay, this one sounded so amazing. So 7-year-old Wynn and her parents, Eric and Andrew, are vacationing at a remote cabin on a quiet New Hampshire lake. Their closest neighbors are more than 2 miles in either direction along a rutted dirt road. One afternoon, as Wynn catches grasshoppers in the front yard, a stranger unexpectedly appears in the driveway. Leonard is the largest man Wynn has ever seen, but he is young, friendly, and he wins her over almost instantly.
Is this porn?
Leonard and Wynn, no! Leonard and Wynn, she's 7! Leonard and Wynn talk about and play. Leonard abruptly apologizes and tells Wynn none of what's going to happen is your fault.
Oh.
3 more strangers then arrive at the cabin carrying unidentifiable menacing objects. As Wynn sprints, is that what that says? Sprints inside to warn her parents. Leonard calls out, "Your dads won't let us in, Wynn, but they have to. We need your help to save the world."
What the heck?
I think that's amazing.
I'm into it.
I am so into
I
it.
also like that her parents are Eric and Andrew.
Yeah,
which-
it's a very like modern book.
yeah.
And your dads won't let us in. It's like they're fine with that. It's a very just natural, normal thing. But the natural, normal things that aren't happening are these unidentifiable, menacing objects.
I hate that. It's so creepy. I thought they were going in to like kill the parents at first.
No, I
They
read
need their
more
help?
about it and I couldn't fit it on the page. It's about the end of the world.
Oh,
Like
wow.
they're fighting off to save the world,
Interesting.
and it's terrifying apparently.
That sounds interesting. I'll tell my mom about that. She likes like
Yeah.
apocalyptic stuff.
Yeah, and I
Paul
think
Tremblay.
Paul Tremblay, yeah. So would you read or not read?
I would read. I'm
Yeah.
curious.
Yeah.
I'm so curious, like very curious.
Mhm.
Sounds interesting.
I'd even spend money on this book.
Wow.
Do
I
it.
know
Buy
that
it.
I'm gonna buy this book on Kindle.
Unless the BookBub wants to send it to you for free. I'm just kidding.
Thanks, BookBub. I use you all the time in my things, my research, my show that I do, which is this show,
We know
which is
we're-
Deep Truths. Yeah. So BookBub wants me to review this play. It's not a play. It's a book. Then I would be happy to, and I would lend it to everybody here. But we would pay our dues somehow. I don't know. But yeah, we would definitely review this on Deep Truths. It just sounds amazing to me.
Yeah.
That's my favorite one, but we have more. Sorry. Let's go.
You started with the best.
Melmoth
Melmoth.
by Sarah Perry. For centuries, the mysterious dark-robed figure has roamed the globe, searching for those who complicitly and cowardice. Whose complicity and cowardice? Sorry, I need my glasses. Have fed into the rapids of history's darkest waters. Oh, I get it. And now, in Sarah Perry's breathtaking follow-up to The Exorcist Serpent, is heading in our direction. It has been years since Helen Franklin left England. In Prague, working as a translator, she has found a home of sorts, or at least refuge, that changes when her friend Carol, is that Carol?
Yeah.
Discovers
Carl.
Carl discovers a mysterious letter in the library, a strange confession and a curious warning that speaks of Melmoth the Witness, a dark legend found in obscure fairy tales and antique village lore. As such superstition has it, Melmoth travels through the ages, dooming those she persuades to join her into a damnation of timeless, what is that word? Itinerant, I can't see it very well. Solitude. To Helen, it seems all the stuff of unenlightened fantasy, but unaware as she wanders the cobblestone streets, Helen's being watched, and then Carell disappears. Ooh.
Spooky.
It's spooky. So I like the sound of this one, just because it has a dark, mysterious, ancient figure. And I'm all about dark, mysterious, ancient figures. I think they're really cool.
It sounds interesting. So it's a sequel?
I guess. I didn't know that when I wrote that in the thing, but
Yeah, it sounds interesting.
maybe it's just a separate,
Like
a
standalone.
standalone sequel kind of thing.
Character. Cool.
Yeah. What do you guys think? Read it? Not read it? Pass? Not pass?
I'm gonna give it a meh. Like if it showed up on my bed mysteriously,
Ooh.
I would read it.
I think she
Ooh.
wants you to buy it for her.
But I don't think I'd seek it out necessarily
Okay.
as much as the
Yeah.
first one.
I know.
I'm
That
on the
first
same
one
as
is
you.
okay. All right. What do we got next? Oh gosh. Okay, I am behind you. Are you ready for this?
Yes.
4 families wake up one morning in their trailer on an ordinary campsite. However, during the night, something strange has happened. Everything outside the camping grounds has disappeared,
Wow.
and the world has been transformed into an endless expanse of grass. The sky is blue, but there is no sign of the sun. There are no trees, no flowers, no birds, and every radio plays nothing but the songs of 60s pop icon Peter Himmelstrand.
Is that a real person?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe. As holidaymakers try to come to terms with what has happened, they are forced to confront the deepest fears and secret desires. Past events that each of them has tried to bury has risen to rise to the surface. Sorry, I really can't see this. And take on a terrifying physical forms. Can any of them find a way back to reality?
That's my kind of book.
That's
On
interesting.
that.
Yeah. I think that sounds crazy.
Yeah.
Just absolutely nuts.
Yeah,
it
it sounds
sounds
interesting.
Yeah, it's a weird world, and then you also have these people with like dark pasts, which I'm always into.
Oh, you're in the dark path.
And who
Yeah.
is Peter Himmelstrand?
I don't know.
Will I like his music?
I know.
I know.
Just play it in the background while you read it over and over.
But that sounds like I feel like he's not real, but I could be very wrong.
That doesn't. I mean,
Or does he have
pretty-
like a stage name or something?
Or
was
maybe
he,
I don't know. That
Or
was
was
see
he like a
that's
songwriter?
yeah.
I'm
Let's
into
take
it
bets
though.
on if Peter Himmelstrand is real.
yeah, and it's called "I Am Behind You," which is
Which
it's
is
like
super creepy.
John Avide Lindqvist.
He's Swedish. He's a Swedish
Swedish.
lyricist, not the author. Peter.
Oh, I was like,
Himmelstrand.
what?
Oh, so like ABBA.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well-
I'll listen to ABBA. Well,
Yeah.
Or
the
Peter
songs are,
Himmelstrand.
in Swedish, so I don't. Interesting.
I wonder if
Wow.
this book was originally written in Swedish.
Well, it's saying holidaymakers instead of vacation makes me think not U.S. Because like in the UK they say we're going on holiday, instead
Yeah.
of vacation.
So yeah, this book I think is a read. How about you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
So I will get more information on these books and give them to you and to everybody at home. Or wherever you are. One more. This is the last
Starbucks.
one. In the house, I like the title of this one. In the house in the dark of the woods. In the house in the dark of the woods. Okay. Now this is gonna be a rough one because I cannot see it at all.
Do you want me to read it?
Yes, if you'd like to read it, that'd be great.
Do it in a spooky voice.
Yeah, do it in this.
horse.
I know. I take it back.
Set in colonial New England, a law-abiding Puritan woman goes missing. Or perhaps she has fled or abandoned her family. Or perhaps she's been kidnapped and set loose to wander in the dense woods of the north. Alone and possibly lost, she meets another woman in the forest. Then everything changes. On a journey that will take her through dark woods full of almost human wolves, through a deep well wet with the screams of men, and on a living ship made of human bones, our heroine may find that the evil she flees has been inside her all along. In the House in the Dark of the Woods is a novel of a psychological horror and suspense told in Laird Hunt's characteristically lyrical prose style. It is the story of a bewitching, a betrayal, a master huntress and her quarry. It is a story of anger, of evil, of hatred, and of redemption. It is the story of a haunting, a story, okay, we get the pattern, a story that makes up the bedrock of American mythology, but told in a vivid way you will never forget.
Wow. It is a story though, right?
I don't know, it's a lot of stuff.
So
I don't know if it
What is
says,
it?
oh, it does say a story.
A story. That one time it
Uh-huh.
says it. Yeah.
I just sipped really loud.
All eyes on you. Would you read it?
There's real tea. We just wanted to prove that.
Yeah, I just wanted to, and we're drinking. We'll tell Lily about it in a minute. So yeah, what do you guys think of that one?
I'm on the T fence again on this one.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not so into like the mythical. I mean, I am into. I don't know. I think there might be too much into this story for me.
Like they told you too much, kind of.
That too.
Yeah.
The thing that got me was that maybe she did and maybe she didn't at the beginning of the whole thing. Like that was that's why I'm kind of intrigued by it.
Yeah.
It's like what
happened there?
is there like a parallel universe thing going on? I don't know. What do you think, Head?
Yeah, I'd try it.
Why not? Sure.
Okay.
Yes.
I like
will.
the picture.
Yeah, that's a
the
cool
cover.
cover.
Art's really cool.
Yeah.
By Laird.
Laird Hunt. All right, so let's move on. We just did some.
There's
There's one more. Oh my gosh, I forgot, and this is so crazy. Okay, I can read this one. I just found these books and I was like freaking out because they were so amazing sounding. One afternoon at an outdoor market in India, a man's shadow disappears.
Whoa.
An occurrence science cannot explain. he is only the first. The phenomenon spreads like a plague, and while those afflicted gain a strange new power, it comes at a horrible price, the loss of all their memories.
What?
Ori and his wife Max have escaped the forgetting. Is it the forgetting or the forget? No, I'm just kidding.
The forgetting.
So far by hiding in an abandoned hotel deep in the woods. Their new life feels almost normal until one day Max's shadow disappears too. Knowing the more she forgets, the more dangerous she will become to Ori, Max runs away, but Ori refuses to give up on time they have left together, desperate to find Max before her memory disappears completely. He follows her trail across a perilous, unrecognizable world, braving the threat of roaming bandits, the call to a new war being waged on the ruins of a capital, and the rise of a sinister cult that worships the shadowless.
Ooh, into it.
Cult, you like the cult part?
I think I like kind of like could happen kind of like.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, and I really like the book cover.
Like parts
Yeah.
of truth to it, I guess. That
Like
make
the
it seem like the world
supernaturally.
changing.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
The
it's like
disappearance of your shadow.
yeah, and then you get like a power, but we don't know what the power
Yeah, what
is.
powers do you get?
But you
don't
lose your
remember
memory,
anything.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Sounds
yeah,
interesting.
it sounds
Sounds jacked
really
up. I like it.
It sounds really messed up. Yeah, like really. I think that's the last one.
Oh.
Okay, here we go. Oops, sorry. So we're gonna just to talk about scary stuff. We've all read fairy tales.
Mm-mm.
We've all seen fairy tales. We all know about fairy tales, at least heard about a fairy tale at least once, right, Megan?
Once.
Once, okay. So I really like this
fairy's
picture.
tale.
One fairy's tale.
One fairy's tale. So what really happened when, like, in the original versions of these fairy tales? Let's find out. Let's find out in The Little Mermaid. So I think we all know that it wasn't really a good story like in the Disney movie. So I don't really want to read all that, but because we just read a whole lot. But I can tell you that she chooses, I don't know, she has to kill her lover somehow.
Oh.
And she chooses to turn to foam instead of being with her lover or killing him or him killing her or whatever like that. So it's like really sad, but it says it's involving social class and doomed aspiration. So it's really like, you know, oh, you can, like in the Disney one, like follow your dreams, but really it's like follow your dreams and then turn to foam or you won't live.
Because I think her lover falls in love with someone else, so she has a choice to kill him or be turned to sea foam. And she's like, I can't kill you, so she
Yeah.
turns to sea foam.
And
And there's also some weird stuff about her getting legs, but they're like all bloody and jacked
really?
up legs. Something
Oh.
about her
Or it
dancing
feels
on
like-
glass.
Yeah,
or
I
there's,
remember hearing that one.
there's some very weird, creepy stuff going on. And it's not, I mean, it wasn't like the Disney movie was so sweet. Like, a don't talk and the guy will like you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shut up.
So
They look pretty.
Yeah.
Change yourself for the man.
So I don't know if The Little Mermaid's really, you know, a good heroine for any child.
No matter what version you look at, it doesn't seem like a good.
But I still loved it because she was the only ginger I had to
I
look
was just
up
gonna
to.
say, didn't you love her hair though? Flowing in the water.
And the music was amazing.
The
Yeah.
music was good.
I can sing it for you
Yeah.
if you'd like right
Yes.
now.
Sing Kiss the Girl.
Oh, that's not my song.
What song is your song?
Part of Your World?
Of course.
Classic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously. I'm more of a Jamaican lady.
I mean, those songs, they rock out, but my voice just doesn't carry that cool Jamaican tone, you know?
Oh,
it
I
doesn't
gotcha.
work.
And Megan likes to talk about her thingamabobs.
Yeah.
My thingamabobs.
So yeah, so I mean that's kind of scary if her legs are jacked up and she's starting to see one. That's the truth of the world, guys.
And that they showed this to, like, children is pretty...
Yeah.
Like, this is a children's story, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like I don't know if it's children, like fairy tales aren't necessarily children's stories. They're like tales of caution and
Yeah.
tales of
Yeah.
morality.
Okay.
And they were before fun was invented, so
Fun.
yeah, you couldn't have any back
It was
then.
when they were
so.
like they weren't even like children; they were little adults, right?
Yeah.
It was
Like, go learn
to
your
the
lessons.
factory.
Yeah.
And this
Go
one,
kill the chickens and then read your story.
Yeah.
kill the ugly thing you've ever loved, your pet chicken. So yeah, she's a statue. The Little Mermaid is a statue in Denmark because she's so beloved, but doesn't sound great. Doesn't sound like.
Does
a
she have
good-
feet or is that her fin in that picture?
I don't know what that is. When
It
I
looks
see
like
that-
weird shoes she's wearing.
It
but
look,
that
I
can't
think
be
it's
right.
like she's maybe she's in between transitions. I don't know. I was trying to figure that out myself.
She has
But I-
very poor posture, too, so
Yeah.
that's why I relate to her, probably.
Yeah.
But it's like when you're in the sea, you don't really need
It
to
doesn't matter.
Just like wiggly.
So now it gets a little darker after The Little Mermaid. Rapunzel. Now, we all know that there's that Rapunzel movie called Tangled. But
so good.
If it is but it's a little darker than we all would like to admit. In the real story it's a German tale, so you know it's going to be a dark.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, nothing against Germans, but German folk
They're
tales are very
fucked
dark. But she gets pregnant in all of the versions except for the Disney one, and she gets cast out by the witch who keeps her in the castle or the tower.
She gets pregnant in the tower?
Yeah, I think she gets pregnant in the tower by the prince. He's a prince. He's not like a
Oh.
not prince like in Tangled.
Dang.
He's a prince, and he bangs her, and there's a baby, and she's pregnant. So
Why did they put that in the Disney movie?
I don't know. I would love to see that animation banging. That would be great.
That hair.
Oh, Flynn Rider.
Yeah, he's pretty hot.
You could get
But
it.
he's not in the actual. He's not in the actual tale. I don't know who this prince is, but he falls out of, like, the prince goes. So in one version, the prince falls out of the tower into thorny brambles and becomes blinded after she gets pregnant.
I remember that.
And I think Into the Woods kind of shows a little bit of
They
that.
heal him, but he
Yeah,
does,
yeah. Into the Woods kind of touches on that. And then
She's
she's
the one where his eyes get plucked out, right? By
Yeah.
birds or
So
something?
that's Cinderella's sisters.
Oh.
Yeah.
Also in Into the Woods.
Also in Into the Woods.
Yeah,
They kind
their
of
eyes
touch
get
on the
plucked out.
yeah, because they were bad.
Mm-hmm.
Bad stepsisters.
Mm-hmm.
So then the other version, she's pregnant in both versions, alone and forgotten by the prince completely. And so this one is a cautionary tale about the dangers of seduction.
Even if you're up in a freaking tower.
Yeah. And
So so is someone still climbing up her hair?
no, I don't know. I don't know if she gets her hair cut.
I think they. So I had a version like this as a kid.
Uh-huh. Oh, really?
And in the end, they reunited because I remember there was a part where she like kisses him and her tears like make his eyes come back.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
so
yeah.
it was like a nicer kiddie version, but it was similar to that. But I think the mom did when she like threw her out of the castle. She also chopped off her hair. So
Oh, okay. So she was
I think.
short-haired either way. Great. So
and then it turned ugly brown. Oh wait, no, that's the movie. Sorry, guys. wrong group to say that.
But when I say that it's a cautionary tale about the dangers of seduction, she was just so innocent and lived in a tower. Like, I mean, of course she's gonna get seduced by the first man that comes up in her hair. I mean, it's like
He's like gonna climb her hair for her.
Yeah.
She's like,
You like
Ooh.
someone different from my reflection? Like, wow,
someone that's not my
attractive.
weird witch mom. I'll take that any day. I don't care what you look like.
so maybe a little cautionary tale for the parents who are too overprotective.
Oh,
It's gonna backfire.
Yeah.
That's
Your daughter's gonna be a whore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on.
I'm tired.
Okay, so I like this one with the premise already bizarrely and faint. This is Sleeping Beauty, by the way. With the premise already bizarre and faintly disturbing in itself, many versions of Sleeping Beauty actually end up happily with the spell being broken. However, there's a twist. Not a twist.
What is it?
In one of the versions, Sleeping Beauty gets banged or raped by the prince.
No.
I feel like banged and raped are different. You can't be like she was banged or raped if that's what.
Well, it was raped then. She was totally raped. Because Rapunzel banged her prince. Sleeping Beauty was raped. I'm sorry. Anyway, she got pregnant by him, and when she woke up, gave birth to twins with the prince gone. So he hit it and quit it.
So it's like most women's lives.
Most.
I hope not.
I'm sure. Well, most women don't.
Hashtag me too.
I mean, Sleeping Beauty is the ultimate Me Too. Like,
Even just the
Doesn't get-
kiss part, like
Yeah.
no consent for
no,
that.
nobody
Yeah.
likes that even. Like, even now, it's like, okay, you have to be wakened up by true love's kiss, but I don't know you.
Right?
I'm sleeping.
That's
Yeah.
I've been sleeping for
busy.
years.
I know. Maybe I
I'm
had a really
busy.
good dream.
Yeah,
So
and some, I don't know, I would be really upset. Either way.
Wait, so when you say he rapes her, is she asleep?
Yes, she is asleep.
Okay, that's total date rape.
It is
Yeah.
date rape.
He roofied her.
She was already, I don't know what, I think she, I
It's
don't,
the spindle.
yeah, it's, but I don't know if that's in the real version.
Mm.
I don't remember, but,
Somehow it's like a
The
spell.
spindle is a medieval
she's under the
rapey.
spell of the witch, or there's always a witch or a fairy or whatever.
Mhm.
And yeah, he just he likes her beauty, assaults her while she sleeps, and then she awakes, giving birth to twins. But
Gross.
this is long gone. Yeah, so those are real fairy tales for you kids.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
And nobody lived happily ever after.
No one lived happily ever after. Don't get seduced. Don't change yourself for who you love.
And I like how they're real stories. Like, these are true stories.
They're real.
This is the truth behind.
This is the truth. This is
You get
what
drunk at a
actually
party,
happened.
you're gonna end up pregnant with twins, probably.
Aw.
That's the real.
She didn't get drunk. Sleeping Beauty was pure.
Aw.
Maybe she was a little drunk. I don't know. But it wasn't her fault. Yeah, it wasn't her fault.
Well, my grandparents, my grandpa's German, so they had all these old German fairy tales, and they would read them
I
to
was
me as a
scared about
child.
where that story was going.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so I was a finger sucker, and they had a story called Freddy Suck-a-Thumb or something, Tommy Suck-a-Thumb. And it ended with, like, the parents cutting off his thumb to, like,
Oh
make
my
him
God.
stop. So every time I stayed the night, I was like, they're gonna do it this time.
Oh my God.
So I'm
That's
very, I understand these families that read these to each other.
Freddy's
Tommy
gonna,
Suck, it was
he's
something
gonna come
Suck-a-Thumb.
suck my thumb off. Straight off the bone.
Ugh.
All right, on a better note, let's see what we got next. Oh, this is our rating system, if you didn't know already. 1 tea bag to 5 tea bags. We will be reviewing the book. I just took a bite of food, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I'm so bad. I talk the whole time. I don't know why I eat, not beat. Anyway, 1 tea bag is horrible, 5 tea bags is awesome. Let's get into the book.
Yay.
And this week's book was The Empty House and Other Ghost Stories by Algernon Blackwood. Now, if we could go to the next slide real quick. I just want to give a little history of Algernon Blackwood because he's probably the most famous person we've read about. Or we've read, like, their book about. That doesn't make sense. I'm drunk,
Most
apparently.
famous
Read the
author
book.
we've read.
Yeah, the most
so
famous.
far.
Yes, thank you, Heather. This is why I'm taking Heather to my haunted house with me. Because I'll be like, ghost, what am I trying to say? And Heather will be like, go away. And it'll be great. But he was an occasional essayist. He wrote a lot of short stories. He wrote 14 novels, several children's books, and a number of plays, but were never published, or produced but not published, the plays. He was an avid lover of nature and outdoors, which you can see in the books. To satisfy an interest in the supernatural, he joined the Ghost Club, which I read is like an 18th century ghost hunting club.
Oh, whoa.
And I was like, that's really kick-ass. He never married. According to his friends, he was a loner but cheerful company.
I like
Aw.
his sporty little bow tie.
I know, isn't he adorbs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's probably a cool ghost.
I was just gonna say, he looks like a ghost that if he haunted you, it would be okay.
I should have a Ouija board so we could contact
No!
I won't touch it.
I won't either, I'm just kidding. If we could just find, if Algernon Blackwood, if you want to haunt us for a minute, that'd be cool.
You need to send him flowers for Algernon.
Oh, well, then we just get a mouse and it would be terrible. Ah,
Or he
that's
would come back
spooky.
in the form of a mouse.
Yeah. Oh,
With
yeah.
a bow tie?
Oh my god.
That's how you know it would be
It's
him.
the best kind of mouse.
Oh my god. So let's get into the book. It was. Oh, you can just leave
So
it.
it
Let's
was-
go to the slide before that.
Ghostly.
2 before.
So it was written in like 1880s?
Yeah, it was.
I was
Oh,
curious because
yeah.
like, yeah, it was a little tough.
Actually, it was first printed in 1906.
Wow.
But it may have been written in the 1800s because it was printed, like all these stories were collected.
Okay.
So let's just go through what we've read and what we haven't read. It's all good. The Empty House is the main story, which we all have read.
Yes.
And to kind of like go down the list of, there was an aunt
Mm-hmm.
who wanted her nephew. I guess that's what you do with if you're an aunt, you have a nephew.
I do that when my nephews are older.
There's-
Make them come with me to haunted houses.
And I just love this aunt. She's like a plucky little old lady.
Yeah, I
Let's
got the
go to a
key.
haunted house. I have a key. Yeah, that's so funny. And so, are we getting comments by any chance?
Are we being hilarious?
Are we like?
Is
I just,
anyone tuned in?
I just want to know. We're looking at
Is
Google.
there
right
anybody
now.
alive out there?
Thank you. Hey, British Godzilla.
I prefer the dark versions of the stories. See, he must
They're
have
grittier.
German relatives.
Oh, 5
5
viewers.
viewers.
Hey!
Hey!
This is good. This is great. I'm so excited. I'm gonna drink tea to that. Hello, Terror on Tap. I'm so sorry we missed you. It was fine. I hope you're still here.
Yeah, so the first
Okay,
one.
anyway, sorry. I was like, drinking my tea. I was like, this is so good.
Today's drinking tea. So the first one is called The Empty House. A nephew
Uh-huh.
joins his aunt.
Name
to go-
Shorthouse. His name is
Shorthouse.
Shorthouse.
Oh yeah,
That's
his name
important.
is Shorthouse. and the aunt has procured some keys to a supposedly haunted house, and then they spend the night there.
And what is in the climate? Oh, Natalie Shari is complimenting your shirt, Brittany.
Oh, hey, thanks.
Okay, anyway, so like they hear creaks and groans and all that, and then all of a sudden, what happens in the climax?
Freaking ghosts.
They just run right past him and don't do anything.
Well, like a ghost,
but it was,
ghost on ghost murder.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was like
A reenactment.
Oh yeah,
it wasn't. I just read it as like they ran past.
yeah, but the story was a guy killed his girlfriend.
Yeah, like pushed
a
over
servant,
the banister.
They were were they both servants or was one of them?
One was like a horse keeper, the other one was a servant.
Yeah.
Or
That made me think
slight
of-
difference.
of the Princess Bride characters,
Aww.
but if they murdered each
Wesley
other.
killing Buttercup.
Yeah, I don't know why.
As
Speaking
you
of
wish.
Dark Take. What's the Dark Take Princess
But really,
Bride?
I read the book The Princess Bride. They didn't kill each other in that book either.
Aw.
They stayed in that house way longer than I would have.
Yeah.
Like they encountered a lot of things, like the face coming at him
Oh,
by
yeah.
the candle and it getting smashed
Yeah.
down. I was like, I would have been out of there.
and they're like,
so
let's keep
fast.
going further
Yeah.
into the house.
Up,
Why?
up where there's no escape. Yeah.
Yep.
Brave, bold
Yeah.
move.
But then they're like, okay, we're done here after the ghost.
After the
on
ghost
murder.
Run by them.
Yeah.
It was great. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Kick off.
I think they just wanted to see the ghost, maybe. Well, they kind of saw ghosts with
They
them.
did.
Maybe not full-bodied ghosts.
Yeah.
I
Heads
don't
weren't
know.
enough.
I somehow that was the breaking point.
Mhm.
And all right, whatever. I guess they're braver than me. Old lady aunt of Short House. Great. Okay, so Haunted Island. I won't tell you what I feel about it yet, but it was a guy reading on an island.
He went there to read.
He went there to read for months. I'm like, really?
He had to get his reading done. He was like
For
on,
what?
I don't know. He was like on deadline. He was like, I need to get my
I
reading.
know. I was like, is he an editor?
Yeah.
That's kind of how I feel when I'm like late on reading the book, and I'm like, no one bother me. I gotta get through this
We
chapter.
should all go to our own island.
Yeah.
If we had a reading island, we would be much better. But they were like,
And it was like a weird house. I don't know. Like, since it was an island, like I kept thinking of like the Swiss Family Robinson and like a tree house.
Oh, I like that.
Because it was like 6 tiny rooms, and I don't know, it was weird. And so he found the comfiest bed.
but he had, but it was
Goldilocks. And
yeah. Oh, that's cute. But it was noisy.
It was
in the
noisy.
room, so he brought his bed to the living room.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So
And
that was
then-
great. And then
And
what happened? Ghosts.
Indians. Oh.
Native American.
I was gonna say that's how I knew this was written a while back.
Yeah.
I was like, that's not Indian. It's Native American. And
Yeah.
it's just-
I just kept writing. I was like, stop saying that.
I know.
Maybe
That's
they
ignorant.
were actually from India Indians, though.
No,
Maybe.
you could tell that they were tribal-esque. And they had their boat was of
Oh yeah, they
Native
were like
American.
from the reservation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the ghost came and dragged his own dead body around the house.
Yeah.
And that was the scary part.
Yeah.
Which is scary.
Yeah.
That's scary.
But then they just kind of dropped it. Like, the body was me. And then Bobby came and he made me some breakfast. It was all
Yeah.
cool.
And then I moved to a different house and
And
I got my
left-
reading done.
I left the island and they saw them coming back. Like he saw them at the end.
Uh-huh.
So what it made me think of, like all the different stories with like all these ghosts are just on a loop,
Oh.
like reenacting
Yeah.
their like random deaths and stuff.
That was
Mhm.
also on Supernatural.
Oh,
That is a type of
interesting.
ghost. Like I think I've mentioned somewhere because I've done a lot of creepy stuff lately. Watch Creep Circuit. Anyway, like that's an imprint ghost. Is they just kind of repeat the same thing.
Like
over
a
and over.
gift of ghosts.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
what we had a few
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
happy kids in the background.
Yeah.
Just-
Oh, that's
nice
perfect.
callback.
Nice, good memory. I know. Yeah, so I think, but why it was him, and we never really found out.
No,
why it
yeah,
was him.
Not at all.
Unless his name was Shorthouse, which we never found out.
I don't know if it was.
Yeah, I don't think he had a name, did he?
No, I don't think it was me and my
McReader.
Yeah, but a case of eavesdropping was a Shorthouse story, and we're gonna get to the Shorthouse stories in just a moment. Why are so many people named Shorthouse? It's just bugging me.
Common name in 1906.
But a case of eavesdropping is a guy named Shorthouse at a hotel, bed and breakfast, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
An inn, and he hears a father kill his son over jewels
In the next room.
in the next room, which is like a very thin partition,
Mhm.
so he could hear everything. But then, and blood comes through the wall, but they weren't really there.
And no one's been in that room for 12 years.
Well, and I like how you described the innkeeper or whatever, the woman with her like twangy.
Oh,
she, like,
yeah.
Texan.
She's
I don't
like,
know.
It was like Georgian or something. I don't know.
Well, there's ghosts in there.
Yeah. If I told you there, because she said that there was another man also on the same floor, but no, she was just lying.
Yeah.
She didn't want to freak out.
I just told you that to make you feel better.
You idiot.
Yeah. Nobody ever stays up here, but you did.
Yeah.
And then some people die. Right?
Oh,
The
yeah.
last person that
Oh,
stayed
yeah.
there died. But you didn't die.
She's like, are you feeling
Good
okay?
for you.
She was just very matter of fact.
She was.
It was
and,
great.
and like she would see the press if they tried to say anything
Oh,
about the
yeah.
house.
Oh yeah, because she wanted people to live in her inn.
Yeah, so she could.
So good. I mean, it was a bit short house. Okay, anyway. So with intent to steal, I'm having an issue
Oh no,
remembering.
wait, keeping his promise. Didn't we?
Oh, keeping his promise.
That was the good one. It was about the college student who was studying for his exams.
Oh yeah. I'm
He
sorry.
needed
There's
to
a-
read.
I know. More reading. There's more
So
reading.
Algernon Blackwood is into reading and ghosts and nature, so that's cool. Yeah, so his keeping his promise, there was a guy reading, and he his an old friend came by. He looked horrible, and the craziest part, and you'll probably like this too, is what he was like eating like a pig.
Uh-huh.
And didn't say anything, and then like he goes to bed and breathes. But then the guy, and then that his friend comes over the next day. Did any of the food really go like get eaten?
Yeah.
And it was all there. I'm
You
like,
were feeding
"You were
no
so
one.
good." I love that. It was so crazy because it was all put back in the cabinet.
It's like the opposite of that scene from Hook where they're eating imaginary food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're eating real food
Imaginarily.
imaginarily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, his old friend that he hadn't seen in years showed up and was all skin and bones and bone dry, but it was raining outside
Yeah.
and didn't say a word to him.
Yeah.
But he
Ate all his food.
ate all his
Fell
food.
asleep in his bedroom.
Sounds like a
Disappeared.
typical
Disappeared.
college friend, you know?
Yep.
Yeah. But he
But was
disappeared.
snoring really loudly and never woke up again, I guess.
Yeah, but the breathing continued even after the guy disappeared.
Yeah.
So that was scary. I don't know when the breathing stopped. I think
I don't think it
breathing
ever stopped. I think it's just going to be breathing in there forever.
Oh God!
I think I would be more annoyed than scared by that. Just
I'd
be
be
like,
like,
shut up.
up.
I shouldn't be able to hear you breathe.
Dead.
Jen!
So one thing you don't need to do anymore.
That's probably what it sounded like.
Yeah.
And then it was interesting because his other roommate, the one that was alive, was like, I heard it and I went in your room and it was just kind of like, but there was no one there. I was like,
Yeah.
aren't you more afraid of, like,
Mm. It was like, you're right, there's no one there.
Another ghost visitor. Classic.
Classic ancient England. Or old-timey England
and then,
houses.
and then his arm was hurting because you kind of find out that they did like a blood oath.
Yeah,
Right.
Like if one of them died, it was very specific.
Yeah.
If one of them died, they would come and tell the other one. Or
Yeah.
The other.
That
That's
they
why
had
he
died?
was keeping
Yeah.
his promise.
So yeah, he was keeping his
So that was the name
Oh,
of
yeah,
yeah.
we
like,
know.
They
He
didn't
killed
think they would
himself in the
find
worst
out that
way.
they die another way.
he
No.
starved himself.
That's why he
yeah.
was starving when he came in. I was so
yeah.
hungry.
Yeah.
I was like,
Why
oh.
was he?
Because he was on drugs, or
His dad had kicked him out. I think it had something to do with
wasn't he on
school
opium?
or something.
Did I
Did
make
they
that
have
up?
No, it
drugs
said
back
that. Yeah.
Did they?
They had
They had
so many drugs
hardcore
forever.
drugs
They had
back
like
then.
So
hard.
many drugs forever.
Yeah, because they like he got into trouble and so his
Mhm.
dad kicked him out, but he was still at the house and then went to the basement and just starved himself.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, who would you make a blood oath with? Just kidding.
My mom.
Heather.
Sam and Dean.
Ghost Rider.
If my mom doesn't know that I died, we're gonna make a blood oath, so she'll find out that
I'm gonna
I
make
died.
a-
I'll haunt her in the most disturbing way.
I hope-
died.
I would be
Breathing
pissed
at
if
her?
my mom didn't realize that I had died, though. So I would probably.
Well, what if he got into an accident really far away?
But hopefully she would like check up on me. Like she doesn't need my
What
ghost
if
to
it just
seek out.
happened? Like, and you came right away afterward.
I don't think she needs
You
that.
guys, when my grandpa died, I was in college and I was taking a nap and I woke up out of nowhere. And then my mom called me like 5 minutes later and was like, Grandpa died. And I was like, oh my God, I woke up like he passed through or something. And my brother had the same freaking story. And he was in a different state too.
Weird.
So it was like he passed through to say goodbye.
Aw.
It happens, man.
So that story is the
I'll do
true
that
story
to my
of all.
mom then.
That's the true story.
I'm gonna make a blood oath with my sister and just kind of bug the crap out of her.
Just
before.
breathe.
Well, it's interesting that they would have made a blood oath. Like you would do that with someone that you're really close to, but then you wouldn't need to have a blood oath because they would know you're dead.
Yeah.
Presumably, but then you're like just casual friend from childhood. Yeah.
Well, let's make a
I
death
wanna know
My
blood oath.
pen
right?
pal from second grade.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Okay, so we got that one. Then with intent to steal,
That was the barn one.
the barn one. I don't know what they were stealing. What were they stealing?
Horses.
They were hanging themselves.
They were like.
I skimmed that one. I'm sorry.
I did too.
I skimmed
Did
the
we all
majority.
skim that one?
We're gonna talk about why we skimmed it in just a moment.
So like that, there was a short house, but he was like a dick. He was
Short House was an
real
old
rude
guy,
in this one.
yeah, and he was
And-
kind of Asian too.
Was he?
Yeah, I read that.
Why do you think he was Asian?
It said that he was Asian.
Oh, okay.
Did it really?
I didn't make that up. No, I wouldn't just say somebody's Asian unless they were Asian.
I needed this character to be Asian.
In my head, no, he was like
Canon.
it said Asian features,
Oh, okay.
and it could have been like Russian or something like that, but I don't know.
I don't remember that. I will trust you though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. They were in a barn,
And then they
there
went
was like
crazy.
people hanging.
Yeah,
But they were just shadows.
that
and
one
you
was
could never
really
get
hard to
them.
read.
It was- yeah.
Let's just move on.
Yeah.
The Wood of the Dead, which was a nice one. I mean, it
Uh-huh.
wasn't nice. It was horrible, but horribly thought of. I don't know. I'm like having issues today. I'm always having.
Was there a
strokes.
short house in this one?
No short house.
So it was a guy who goes to an inn and he's talking to the innkeeper lady. Was he also reading? He was like, "This is my own personal study room."
No, I think
there
he
was
was
an old
having a
man
hike.
there.
I think he was going on a long
Yeah,
hike.
but he was like, "I rented this room." So
Oh,
it was a
okay.
sitting room.
I was hiking to read.
I thought. I don't know.
I don't know.
And then there was an old guy sitting there, and then you find out it was a ghost.
Yeah.
What?
He was the father of the village.
Yeah.
He was very generous and everybody, even though they all thought he was weird.
But then he like donated money and built a hospital.
The
and-
anti-Scrooge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was. They all thought he was a weirdo. And then he met him up. He met up with the ghost somehow in the Wood of the Dead, which is where he would talk to ghosts before he died. The not short house guy, the old
So
guy.
the old man would come to people and talk to them before they died, and that's how he knew you were gonna die.
I
How
guess.
you were gonna die.
But he saw them in the woods too,
Yeah.
and talked to them in the woods. Anyway, what happened was he met up with this dead guy, and then he took the life of the barmaid
Yeah.
who was telling him the story. Like he's a grim reaper of sorts.
Yeah. But
And-
friendly. And
A
everyone
friendly,
loved him.
and she was like, "Thanks for taking me. I'm so tired." And I was like, "You're like 20," and it was that was the story. So that was the book. We only read half of it because we have busy lives.
It was
But
at 300 pages, right?
it was like a 300-page book, and we were not yet making it to 300 pages. We made it to 185 pages, which is pretty good.
Pretty good.
So my question is, and which is bugging me, and I keep saying it, who the hell is Shorthouse?
And
Who
why
the
was
hell-
he only in some of the stories?
And was he the same person?
I like
And
to
is that a
think-
last name or a first name?
Jim Shorthouse.
yeah.
It was
Jim,
Jim
okay.
Shorthouse.
So maybe it was like a family through the years.
Maybe, but why
His
was
cursed family. Maybe we had to read the last few things to figure that out.
Yeah.
And at the end, you find out Shorthouse was a ghost all along.
well then, yeah. I
A
don't know.
librarian ghost that loves to read and hike.
Yep.
Yeah. He was great. They were all Shorthouse. That's what your name is when you die.
Shorthouse. Your long car when you're alive, and your Shorthouse when you're
Long car, house, opposites.
I get it. Yeah. So that's my main discussion question today is who the hell is Shorthouse? Is it all the same Shorthouse? But if a family of Shorthouses is good, but because one of them was married, and one of them
had an
was not.
aunt.
One of them had an
Well,
aunt.
yeah, the aunt one was younger, and then the second time he showed up, it was in his 40s. So I
Right.
thought maybe it's him older.
I did too until the third Shorthouse came
Yeah.
out, and he was Asian.
So probably not the same person.
It could have
But
been an
maybe
Asian
the same-
family the whole
It
time.
could have been,
True.
yeah, which is fine. There's no problem
Which
with that.
is,
I just
when
didn't
you
understand.
say that, it doesn't sound.
It's fine, damn it!
I got over it.
I got over it. I don't even know what's going on.
I kind of like to imagine, it's all the same guy, and he just keeps forgetting that he has all these ghostly encounters. And it's like, oh no! And then, oh
And
yeah,
then
that's
it's
what
like-
happened. And
Oh look, Jim Shorthouse. The book. What does that say?
The book features a continuing character named Jim Shorthouse.
It is.
It is the same guy.
He
But
features
features in
in four of
four.
the stories.
Well,
And
we
his
need to
behavior
finish
is
this-
inconsistent.
Oh.
Interesting.
Well, that's instead of me speculating, I'm glad that Alex, our lovely producer, is telling us the truth.
Yay!
Yay!
The
That's
deep
awesome.
truth.
The
It
deep
was the deep
truth.
The deep
Which
truth.
one we'll
Are
get
you
to in a
short
minute.
house? Are we all short
Are
house?
you all short house? He's inconsistent, so that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what else? What do we have to say about this book? Well, let's talk about the writing style.
Lots of description.
Yes.
Too much just
A lot of scene setting up.
Mm-hmm. And I think that was the way to do it. Like I read a lot of Victorian ghost stories, and it's like half of it's house, half of it's ghost.
Right.
And it fed into that line. But this was like
90%
Yeah.
house.
I can appreciate
10%
it to an
ghost.
extent,
mm-hmm.
setting it up and setting the mood of the ghostliness.
Mhm.
But yeah, at some point you're like, where are the ghosts though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is 2018. We think things now.
Yeah.
We need it to happen right now. We
Yeah.
need it to be scary.
My
And-
imagination isn't good anymore. I need a movie to show me what to be scared of.
Do you think they should make an Algernon Blackwood story movie?
Yes.
Might be.
Is there one?
A lonely, social, nice fellow.
It should be like the
What
Adventures
if
of
it's
Short House, and it should be his whole life.
Algernon Shorthouse.
Algernon Short House. What story struck you the most, or were they all the same to you?
I liked the keeping his promise.
I did
I thought that
too.
one was
I
because it was
liked
more
it.
direct. Because all the other ones, it seemed like it was like ghost adjacent. It was like that's happening in the room right over there. It's happening
Yeah.
upstairs. But this one was like he actually interacted with the ghost.
Yeah.
And he knew
And,
the
and
person.
he knew the
before.
person. Yeah. So I liked that one.
I like that one too.
The food thing was pretty creepy.
That-
and then the
oh.
fact that his friend also heard the noises and stuff. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I like that one. I also like Wood of the Dead, because it was a long setup and all of that, but then it was like, then they killed the girl, and it was the end. And but the description of the Wood of the Dead was really cool. Like they named it the Wood of the Dead because they kept seeing ghosts and apparitions and stuff in there, and it was
And any people who went in never came out.
yeah.
Oh.
And I just and he was like, and it rose above the hill, and I just like his description of the Wood of the Dead, and I just thought a Wood of the Dead sounds like a fun thing. Not a fun thing, an interesting thing. Not maybe a fun thing at all.
You know how like sometimes if you go hiking and you get up into the forests where you're far from the roads and it's just so quiet in there and it's so easy to realize why they believed in witches and ghosts and things back then because one little noise and you're like, what is that? Who's that?
Yeah.
And it's just like, yeah, I get it, especially if it was getting dark out and
Yeah.
your imagination would run wild.
Yeah.
Cool. So let's move down 2 slides because we have a lot to talk about. I've been wasting time, sorry. All right. So let's give it tea bags first. How many tea bags for you?
Like 3. I mean, the writing, it was tough for me to get through just because I don't read that kind of writing, but it was really well written.
Yeah.
I'd give it a
yeah.
3.
What about you, Brittany?
3, yeah. Seems fair.
I was gonna say 2.
2.
Just going off those descriptions, like the writing there weren't like grammatical errors, so I can appreciate that. But I'm very ADD when reading books. Like I want to know just the plot. I don't care. Like I can come up with my
All
own
the
scenes
setup
and
and
stuff.
stuff.
Yeah.
Flowery extras.
Yeah.
It was very flowery. So you say 2 tea bags?
Mhm.
I'm going to say 3 tea bags because I am a sucker for flowery, stupid shit like that. And I just love it so much. And even though I was like, this is so horrible, like I need to get through this, but I was like, oh, it's so indulgent.
Yeah,
like
it was.
it was like reading about a house and a sofa. I was like,
I even just started reading the first sentence of each paragraph.
Yeah.
Like, yep, I still get the story, even
Still
just
Yeah.
but the duvet and whatever, I don't know what I'm talking about, but yeah. Anyway, so what do you think the deep truth is? Short House
is haunted.
is a haunted man.
Yeah.
I say trust your fear.
Ooh.
That's
A lot of
good
times
one.
they were like, oh, it's nothing though. It's like, no, trust your instinct and get out of there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Ghosts aren't so bad.
Ghosts aren't so bad. That's true. None of them killed anybody like in the last one.
No, they did not.
Did they all go searching for ghosts? Not.
They all, it was like meet up with a man and go searching for
Yeah, I
ghosts.
was
That's
like,
what a lot of
why?
them
But
were.
I mean, if that's how you want to live your life,
Yeah.
I guess that's cool.
And it's like maybe make new friends
Yeah.
and learn something new.
Yeah, like
That's
yeah,
what
yeah.
Yeah.
Blood oaths
Increase
aren't
your
worth
like.
it.
Blood oaths, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I don't know. I like that. Make new friends and learn something. I'm having so many strokes. I'm sorry. I'm hot.
It's really hot in here.
So yeah, we're gonna. That's a good. Do we all have anything else to say about this book?
No.
Okay, good. Now we're gonna do fun stuff.
Ooh.
Yay!
All right, so first of all, we're going to talk about the drinker, because we're drinking tea today, and I have this book right here. It's called the Cunningham's Encyclopedia of Magical Herbs. I put together some of the ingredients in these teas right here. Maybe not all of them, because we don't have all of them. But anyway, some of the ingredients are in this book, and we're drinking them right now. And we're going to talk about what they do. So let's go to the first one.
Start with Megan's Sonic drink.
Water.
So let's go to the first slide.
Drinking tea
This
is
one,
magical. That's cute.
almond. So we have vanilla almond right here, and it's also promise. Who cares about that? The folk name is Greek nuts, and they're all masculine. So I apologize in the beginning. I couldn't find any feminine tea ingredients. I don't know why.
Greek nuts.
No, chamomile is not feminine.
Lavender?
I didn't get to that one.
Okay.
But I can
Catnip?
look it up. Maybe.
Chai.
The planet Mercury is the planet of the almond. Element is air. The deities is Attis, Mercury, Thoth, Hermes. And the powers of it are money, prosperity, and wisdom. So Megan's drinking the almond one.
You're gonna get rich.
You
So,
are.
But then if you read like magical uses, they're not that cool.
No, like right. And if you can you
Prevent
can,
intoxication.
Money smells.
No, thank you.
money smell like yeah, I know. If you
I have to climb a tree to get money, though, right?
No, the first
Was
one
it-
is almonds as well as the leaves and wood of the tree are used in prosperity and money spells. So we don't know what
Okay.
these spells are. But if you climb an almond tree, you can secure. So if you have like a meeting the next day, just climb an almond tree and you'll win. So
There you
you'll
go.
get
Okay.
eating almonds will cure or combat fevers as well as give the partaker wisdom.
Okay.
And 5
I don't like
almonds
this
eaten.
one.
Yeah, that 5 almonds eaten before drinking prevents intoxication.
Just
which I-
5.
just
know,
don't
it's
eat
a
more or
lot.
less.
Somebody try that.
And magical wands are made of almond wood, for it is a plant of air. And I was going to ask Heather, do you remember any Harry Potter almond wood ones, or is that?
No.
Does anybody remember? I don't.
It was like
I don't
dragon
remember
wood.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, yeah, no.
everything else. Yeah, I just wondered. And then placing almonds in your pocket will lead you to treasures.
Aww.
So, or at least you can feed birds.
Or you'll be like, I'm hungry.
Almonds!
Maybe the
treasures!
birds were the treasures all along.
Aw, maybe it was
That's
low
cute.
self. So that's almonds for you. And what else are we drinking? Basil. That's in this one, that one. We're not, none of us are drinking it right now, but we have in the past. The folk names are albahaca, or our herb, like it's like our herb.
Like
It's
our
our
town.
herb, like our town. And witch's herb. And again, this is masculine, planet is Mars, element is fire. Deities, I don't say deities, I didn't put deities, but I said magical properties, love, exorcism, wealth, flying, and protection. I accidentally didn't put the deities, and now that I see that.
Flying.
That's
So-
like a very broad
Yeah, but yeah,
exorcism.
but flying,
That's cool.
exorcism and flying, those sound pretty good. The scent of fresh, I like this one a lot. The scent of fresh basil causes sympathy between two people,
Aw.
and this is why it is used to soothe tempers between lovers.
I should just always carry basil with me. Like, I am frustrated. I'm gonna smell this.
Yeah, and then they will sympathize with you if you make someone else smell it, if you're in a fight with someone.
Why are you
Shove it in
crying?
your nose.
Here, smell it. Now you know why.
It's added to love incenses and sachets, so this is a good one to know, guys. And the fresh leaves are rubbed against the skin as a kind of natural love perfume. Do you know someone who is chaste or promiscuous? Simply lay a
Chaste or promiscuous?
So yeah. And this one
What?
took
Both
I know.
ends of the spectrum.
yeah, and this is what took me a while to figure out this sentence. Simply lay a sprig of fresh basil on their hand.
What?
It will immediately wither if that person is light of love. Now I was like, light of love, like the light of love. It's like
Like
low
no
You
love.
have no
any
love in
love.
your heart.
Right. So
It will wither.
it'll wither.
That's so harsh.
Like you're like, but how long
Like,
are
you
you
don't
holding
feel
it
bad
for?
enough
Like,
about
got
a week. Hopefully it's like a few minutes.
It says
but I don't know.
immediately.
Oh.
Like you're just cursed.
Yeah.
So I have basil at home. I'll bring it. Next
Yeah,
week.
let's.
Can it-
Is it- yeah, but
we
that's
all
what
have to
it's-
just hold our basil.
Can
the
it
whole
fix
time?
you or just diagnose you? And
It
be like,
just
well, you
diagnoses
screwed
you.
Well, now you know. Take this information.
Now you know. Just go up.
But
give
then you
up.
could probably
all your
drink
cats.
another tea blend
Mhm.
to help cure that.
Yeah.
Right, and I don't, and maybe chamomile when we get to that. Basil is strewn onto floors because where it is, no evil can live. So if you have some evil in your house, basil it up.
That's how you get ants.
Not evil ants though.
Only the
Nice.
kind, loving ants that don't bite you.
Aw.
Aw. And
And
this
we
is the
love
third
that.
one. chamomile, Roman chamomile.
Is this what I have?
That one is chamomile too, and basil.
The one that no one is drinking.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it's also masculine. The folk names are ground apple, mason, and wig plant. It's masculine. The planet's the sun. That's what the book said. And I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. The element is water, and the powers are money, sleep,
The
love,
planet
and
is the
pure.
sun.
I need all of that. I should have had the chamomile.
Yeah, and it's and it's used to attract money. And some people that gamble like put it in a hand wash and then wash their hands with it. And obviously, we all know this. It's used in sleep and meditation incenses, and the infusion also added to the bath to attract love. So if you drink it, you'll sleep. If you bathe in it, you'll be in love. It's also, I want to say this word, purifactory and protective herb. When sprinkled around the property, it removes curses and spells cast against you.
Wow.
Ooh.
So,
I need some of that.
yeah, apparently you're like,
I
really
cast
bogged down,
this for
Megan.
a reason.
Megan needs all of the
There were
tea.
just a lot of chain letters that I didn't send out in 7th grade.
From
and I
AOL.
feel like it's still getting to me.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's nice to know I could wipe that.
Well, this is Cunningham's Encyclopedia of Magical Herbs. If we want, we can talk about more of them later, but I just decided maybe we should stop and talk about horror and talk about witchy stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
All right, so what do we got next?
I'm wearing witch hat earrings.
Aww.
Cute.
Let's go to Heather. Because
So-
we got a customer. God, I'm stupid today. I'm like a dumbass. We had a user.
We're all
not a
bogged down.
user. We had a, what do they call it?
Subscriber.
A subscriber.
Oh, yeah.
Wanting to do what color?
Obsidian.
Okay, let's talk about obsidian.
And we were
black.
talking about witchy stuff.
Yeah,
so
witchy
it kind of, yes. So obsidian, do you guys know what obsidian is?
Black.
Yes.
Like the stone.
Yeah. So it's lava that gets in contact with either snow or, I think it's snow or rain or anything, and cools very quickly, and then it makes a beautiful, like, volcanic glass called obsidian. And it can also be, so it's really dark, black, or it can be also dark bronze and green sometimes, or
Ooh.
golden and iridescent.
Ooh.
And so one of the stories they tell in this is about a mirror. It's called the smoking mirror, and it was forged by the Aztecs. And what was the god's name?
Tezcatlipoca.
Tezcatlipoca. What was it? I don't know. Yeah.
Tezcatlipoca.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
can say exactly cuánto. Does that count?
Yes.
So there's this black mirror that was forged, and they used it for like mediums used it to like try and contact other spirits,
Ooh.
angels and witches and stuff. And so there was this famous mathematician and astrologer named John Dee. He was Elizabethan's England's foremost mathematician,
Ooh.
and he was the Queen's philosopher. And so he was taking the advice of a man named Edward Kelly, who was a medium. And so he had all these he had this like 28 volumes of all. So John Dee had all of his like research and his own personal library, and this medium convinced him through the mirror to get rid of all of his intellectual work.
What?
Yeah, so it was around 1608, 1609. So he had this huge library, and apparently an angel told him to do this through the black mirror. And so he burned, I know, right? He burned all 8 volumes of his painstaking records
Oh
and
my god.
many of the conversations that he had, and so like all these people were on the way to come like hang him as a witch. I don't know. It was
Witch.
fascinating, right?
Yeah.
But so obsidian is used in a lot of folklore and fiction, like George R. Martin and Neil Gaiman. Gaiman.
Neil Gaiman.
Gaiman. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
So
was
they
thinking
always use
Gaiman.
obsidian. Do you say Gaiman? I always say
Neil Diamond.
No, I think no, that's what I was thinking.
Neil Diamond.
It's Neil Diamond and Neil
Yeah.
Gaiman.
I don't know who Neil Gaiman is, but I know Neil Diamond.
So they use obsidian in a lot of stories.
Ooh.
Use it as, and then they also talked about historically Native American tribes have used it in rituals. In the 1990s, women from actually New Mexico, Santa Clara
Oh.
Pueblo, New Mexico, dressed in black and carried long obsidian blades in their right
Ooh.
hands.
That's cool.
What was it called? It was a spirit point called Siwi, Tsiwi.
Sure.
Seaweed.
Seaweed?
And so they used it in like a witch destruction ceremonies. I don't know. So obsidian, that's obsidian.
Yay! That was good. Yeah.
But it related witches.
Witches, and then finally we have our last. Sorry, we're gonna hurry up. Wed, bed, behead again. Halloween edition. Play along at home. Tell us who you would wed, who you would bed, and who you would behead. Let's go. Do you want to host this part?
You can if you want.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
I can talk
Okay,
forever. Okay. Everyone.
Next
Let's
one.
go to next. Wed, bed, behead.
Oh, fun.
The Ghosts of the Muppet Christmas Carol.
So I did do an asterisk because one of the ghosts is not in this one. It was like present. I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like
the
the
one
little
of,
tiny one.
The
with
past,
Barbie.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
That's a good call. She
Yeah.
was like a little tiny baby
right?
child.
Yeah.
So I thought Bob and Jacob Marley were
Yeah.
good.
Okay, yeah. So we got Bob and Jacob Marley, the Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come, and the Ghost of Christmas Present. Bed Ghost of Christmas Present. Oh wait, Wed Ghost.
I was gonna wed him. He seems like a loving
Yeah.
man.
Bed Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come.
Real, you, me too.
Because who knows what's under there?
Yeah. He's
So
got big
behead.
hands.
And then
Bob
pre
and
and
Jacob
Bob and
Marley.
Jacob Marley.
Yeah,
they're
they're-
just negative.
Yeah.
They're gonna insult you the whole time.
And I don't really want to have a threesome with Bob and Jacob.
No. They've
I
got
don't
the
have to have a
chains if
twosome
anyone's
with
into
Bob
that,
or
but-
Jacob.
Yeah. No.
There's the chain. I don't.
There's too many chains. There's too many chains.
Okay.
Don't
next
knock until
one.
you try them.
Okay, so I think we got
I
all
haven't
that.
tried them.
Let's go next.
You're just not knocking them. So.
Tim Burton characters.
Oh,
Edward
no.
Scissorhands, Barbara and Adam
Ugh.
Maitland.
Mary.
Yeah.
Maitland and Jack Skellington. Who would you marry?
I would marry Edward. He's just so.
He would give you haircuts for life.
What? And apparently they're orgasmic haircuts, so.
Oh, yeah.
Best
Really?
haircut you've ever
I
had.
think I would
Yeah.
kill him.
You kill Edward?
Yeah.
Or would you make him kill himself?
Oh, gosh.
Just kidding.
That's dark. That's real dark.
Well,
I
you
would
guys are
probably-
scissors.
Oh.
I gotta behead Barbara and Adam Matlin.
I
They
don't
bug
like
a little
them.
bit. Like, oh no, we're dead. What do we do?
Oh, that'd be me, I think. They're like my anxiety. I'm like, I get it. I get it.
I think I would wed them, bed Edward, and kill Jack Skellington because I don't want to go to Hot Topic anymore and see his stupid face. I don't go to Hot Topic anyway, but I still don't want to see his stupid face. What about you, Heath?
I'd probably marry Edward. Bed Barbara and Adam.
Wow.
Oh, that's a wild
And then I
night.
guess, yeah, kill Jack.
Okay, cool.
I don't know.
Everybody wants to kill Jack?
No, I was gonna.
You were gonna
I
marry
was gonna
him?
bed him.
No, I was gonna bed him. Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, I'm all good. Okay, what do we got next? Hagrid's
Oh,
Pets
God.
and the
Oh,
Harry.
fuck.
Aragog, Fluffy,
This makes me
and Buck.
very uncomfortable.
Hey, we did Black Beauty. We could do this.
Marry Buckbeak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck Fluffy.
Really? Kill Aragog.
Kill Aragog.
He's so scary. Yeah, he's so scary. And I don't know. Fluffy with 3 heads could do a lot of things. Were I a dog myself?
We get to be these animals, right?
If-
Oh, okay.
And Buckbeak is a gentle spirit, so.
Yeah, no,
Aw.
Buckbeak is regal and lovely.
And he would be fun to be married to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Telling jokes all the time.
Buckbeak, you're so funny. What do we have next? So Stephen King. No, these
Oh,
are
yeah,
just
they're just
people.
different,
Okay,
random.
the King of the Dead, the Men of Dunharrow, Christine, and the 3 witches from Macbeth.
Fuck Christine. I'm into it.
Obviously.
Just grind up on her.
I love you, Christine.
The witches Macbeth, they gotta go. They're
Yeah.
just fucking with everything.
Oh, they're
So
so
you're
rude.
marrying the king of the dead.
He's a king.
Yeah. I'd be queen, so you know.
Queen of the Dead.
Queen. I'm good with
That's
being
not
queen
bad
of the dead.
logic. That's true.
No, and
And also, I hear married people don't have sex, so I wouldn't have to touch the king of the dead. I would just be
That's
queen.
maybe
fair.
just on your wedding night.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I agree with you. That's what I would do too. I don't want the 3 witches from Macbeth outdoing me or married to me or anything like that. Look at them; they're gross.
Their eyes are all falling out.
Natalie Sherry just asked, is Christine stick shift?
Oh, so woo!
Absolutely, yes.
She's 1958, so definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
Right?
Awesome. What do we got next? All right, this is what I was waiting for.
Oh,
The
God.
Sanderson sisters: Sarah, Winifred, or Mary. Kill Mary.
Kill Mary?
Really?
I would marry Mary.
I think I would too.
Would you kill Sarah?
I would bet
I would
Sarah.
bet Sarah.
And kill Winnie.
Same.
You kill Winifred?
Same answer.
I would too. That's what I was gonna choose.
Yeah.
Really? I think that I would have a good life with Winifred.
She would just be controlling you the whole time.
Yeah, but if I was mentally stable enough to handle her, it would be a great time.
Mary
Power
would crack
couple.
you up though with her vacuum. That was the best part of the movie. And then I mean
be the
Sarah,
best husband,
she's always
always
been the sexual
protective.
one.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, I'm gonna avoid Sarah because it's kind of obvious, but
Yeah.
maybe she'd be good in bed. I don't know.
I mean, she is in Sex in the City, so we have to assume that she's great.
Well,
Sarah-
Sarah isn't.
Sarah.
But
Sarah just
Her body is.
Yeah.
her face is.
Her
Yeah.
reincarnated body.
And I just love Winifred's makeup. I really like it. I'd be like, teach me to do your makeup.
My friends and I dressed up as them a few Halloweens ago. It was super fun.
oh
I just did
yeah,
the
I remember
little
the picture.
You were Winifred, obviously.
I'd kill myself.
Great. So I think we are on time.
Yay.
What do we got? Oh, we have to do a little housekeeping thing. Katie's cooking. We're going to decide what Katie's going to cook for us next without
Oh.
Katie being here.
Wow.
What do we got? I love these ones so much.
Is that like a little sushi thing?
It's
is that
sushi,
a
but-
choice?
No, that's not a choice. Let's keep going.
Katie cooks sushi.
Apple fries or apple blondies?
Blondie.
I like the blondies
Me
too.
too.
I love both.
Make
Let-
both.
Make
Yeah, both,
Put
Katie.
apple fries in the apple. Okay, so Katie's gonna make us apple blondies if she wants to. Great. And then what we're gonna read next week or in the next episode. Still having. We decided on this. This is a teen book. It's 170 pages. I cannot read that at all.
Yeah.
But I know we read it before, and it's just a teen thing, and it sounds like it might be a good time. Magic Unbound by Jill Jack.
Jill No Jack.
Is
That's
that what it
hilarious.
Does that really
I
say
think
that?
so.
Yeah.
Jill Jack. Cool.
Yay.
Jill Jack. I like that. I got
Yeah.
you guys. That's okay, and I had to say it a few times. So, and I didn't put the poll up because I knew we were going to do some haunting things this time. Yeah, Tara on Tap says blondies. Hell yeah. All right, so the next slide. In 4 weeks, I'm going to put a poll up, romance or sci-fi. So that's going to be what we're going to read next. Yeah. I've been trying to get you guys to read romance since this started.
Have you?
Yeah, I've
I
been
feel like you've been
sneaking
trying
it
to
in.
get us to get sci-fi.
No, it's been romance.
Oh.
I've put in these romance things.
I told you I was all about the ghost houses
I
table
know.
thing. I'm into that.
All right.
Nicholas Sparks, babe.
All right. Well, we are hoping to read romance next time. Vote for romance. Look at our
Everyone's like, well, sci-fi. Like,
row
Row
five.
five.
Yes,
Row 5.
Silence.
romance. Cool. Finance. That's funny. Great. So I've had many strokes today, and I apologize for that.
And you lived.
I lived. I am so good. I'm just really hot, and I have a long night ahead of me. But I'm really happy to be here on Deep Truths. I'm really happy that these people are with me. I just want to have you to have a great night. I had another stroke just now. Sorry. And I need more chocolate apparently, or more tea or something. So thanks for joining us. I hope you have a great night. Once again, we are.
Heather.
Brittany.
Megan.
And I'm Janae. Have a great night. Don't forget to read deep into the night. Deeply. Deep truths. Bye-bye.
Bye. Super hot. Oh my gosh.
Yay, that was good. I'm going to eat